Welcome to the Seller Roundtable e-commerce coaching and business strategies with Andy Arnott and Amy Wees.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Andy Arnott with
Amy Wees.
And this is a Seller Roundtable Extra. And today we're going to talk about the 10 things that we are seeing opportunity in right now with having to sit at home. Things that you can do right now to help yourself get ahead in terms of when all of this insanity goes away or at least subsides, that you can try to capitalize on what's going on. So first things first, print on demand. I've known about print on demand for a long time. There's some people out there. I think actually next week or the week after we have Chris. I can't think of Chris's last name right now. Shoot. Anyway, he's considered like the godfather of print on demand and KDP. He's going to be on, I think, next week or the week after.
Yeah, and we had Merch Money on a couple months ago, and that was so inspiring. Like, it made me want to get into. So definitely check that episode out too.
I think Helen learned from Chris. I think Chris was kind of her mentor. So he's kind of the OG. So it's going to be really cool to see what he has to say about that. But so print on demand. I've been dabbling in that a lot lately. And one of the things I love, so Kevin knows this about me and Amy does now as well, is I like automation, right? Like anything that I can build and push out and I don't have to look at again or look at very rarely is a business model that I love. And I learned about that model pretty early on with affiliate marketing. And then again, really learned about it in, I think it was about 2010 is when I had my app, Android app business. And, I always tell a story about how Molly and I were sitting on our, next to a pool on vacation in Mexico. And like, I was able to pull up my phone, like while we're sitting there, eating and drinking, like seeing money come in without me lifting a finger. That was just kind of the moment where I knew that those types of business models are what I want to be involved in. So print on demand, what I love about print on demand. So one thing is easy, right? Like once you get the process down, you can hire a VA to help you post the products.
You can even teach your kids to do it. I taught my kids to do it.
Yep. You can teach your kids to do it. And it's one of those things where like, the more that you push out, right? It's like instead of going deep, you're going wide, right? For print on demand, to me, I think going wide is the way to go. So instead of like, putting up one t-shirt with one design, you're putting up 100 t-shirts with 100 different designs. And, and because you've got so many products up, as long as you're getting, in some type of niche, in other words, whether you're doing like, funny t-shirts or, t-shirts about cats or pets or, some kind of niche, so that you can really kind of get to know that market. That's kind of what I've been doing on the print on demand side.
But remember, Andy, merch is shut down right now. Like they've removed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Andy, are you
Amazon
doing that on your own site?
So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. So there's a bunch of different ones out there, like third-party ones, and all you have to do is just Google third-party print on demand companies, and you'll get like a huge list of companies that will allow you to not only create those print on demand products, but then list them on places like Amazon. So
I set up my Printful the other day and I had it integrated with Amazon like in minutes.
Yeah, Printful is my favorite. That's what we use. But I'm a little upset at them because they're like so behind on their orders. I keep telling them like, you guys got to shut down your ordering, like you're creating new products right now because you guys are so far behind. I'm having lots of angry shoppers.
Angry customers right now.
Yeah,
but there's other options. There's
there's Zazzle and there's a couple other ones. Definitely test the different ones because like I said, I'm starting to sour on Printful just because they're not coming through in terms of delivering on time and things like that. Print on demand and not only that, but they have so many different things. They've got, t-shirts, bags, some have sunglasses.
Well, and on any of these third-party print on demand services, you can also automatically feed that product to your website.
Yep. Yeah.
So
it'll automatically push it. It'll also sync like order wise. If you have, like I keep, saying how much I love ShipStation. ShipStation is awesome because no matter what you're doing, it connects to literally like almost every channel. So you can use ShipStation to automate so much of these things. Like, people are saying how they're doing, Amazon fulfillment using, FBM. using not FBM, but multi-channel fulfillment on
yeah.
Amazon. Like with ShipStation, like we don't have to do anything. It literally comes in as a normal order. I go click, 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 ship from Amazon, and boom, it's done. Like it takes me like 5 seconds. Those are the ones that are at Amazon that we're doing that we're out of here. The ones, the products that we still have in stock here, we're shipping because we're a profit margin slightly better. But it's still like ShipStation. I can't say enough about it. That's one company I will wholeheartedly back. To me, it's like one of the most essential pieces of software that we use for our business.
Does it cost you anything, ShipStation?
I think it depends on your plan level. We're at like, I think 79 or 89. It depends on how many orders you bring in a month. I think we bring in like 3,000 orders a month. So I think our tier is like $80 or $90 or something like that. But it also has automation. What people don't realize, you can use ShipStation as an email follow-up service as well. Like a lot of people don't know that, but ShipStation has automations in it. So like we can say like when an order gets imported, like email, I mean, you can't do this on Amazon because Amazon's a pain in the ass when it comes to email and email follow-ups and anything like that. But, for other stores, you can like, because you get a lot of other stores, you'll get their email address. You can just say, hey, thanks for the order. Like we're working on it. Here's what you can expect, especially with like, all the stuff that's going on right now with delays. You can like set the expectations up front, tell them, hey, we're going to order, no need to contact us for a tracking number. We'll let you know when it's here. Like, here's the product you ordered. If you have any, verify, if you have any issues with the product you ordered, reach back out to us, all those. So it's like, you can do proactive customer service, like automatically, which I love. So that's another thing you can do on ShipStation. A lot of people don't know. You can tag orders, you can filter orders, you can automatically set shipment. Like, there's just a ton of cool stuff you can do with ShipStation. So, Amy, that's an idea for getting somebody on from ShipStation. That'd be a cool show, I think.
Oh yeah, I'll make a list.
So print on demand, guys, go check it out. There's tons of YouTube videos on it. There's tons of, resources on it. Just Google it. But like I said, I love it because you set it up once and it sits there and, you might not make a ton of money, but like you might make, $20 a day, $30 a day, which, adds up. So just check it out. Definitely, a little extra source of income. The next thing, and we talked about this, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but like setting up e-commerce stores for local businesses. If you're tech savvy enough to know how to spin up a WordPress site with WooCommerce and things like that, you've done that for yourself, or even Shopify sites. Even you'd be surprised. Even people who are not tech savvy don't even know how to spin up a Shopify site. So that's an opportunity, is to just call some local businesses, say, hey, I drove by your shop. I currently see that it's closed. I'm an e-commerce person. I can help you get set up, like, and you can figure out the deal. You can, maybe you tell them like, I get 5% of all your sales, or, this is the flat fee, or, whatever, however you want to, create that business. Right now, if you're sitting around, that's something you can do with zero upfront investment. All you're taking is your time to call these people.
And on Shopify, it's pretty plug and play, and you would just pass that fee off to them. They would have to be required to sign up for it.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, go ahead, Amy.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, there's so many free classes right now too. So if you're wanting to learn web design, or you're wanting to learn a little bit more about how to take your website to the next level, right now, if you go to udemy.com/courses/free, there are a ton of free courses on WordPress, on, e-commerce websites, on, just A to Z, how to set something up. I'm taking so many free classes right now, and I'm loving it, because even on Udemy, I can browse right from my TV, or I can add the app to any of my devices. And so I can take some of these courses on the go. If you sign up for one of their free courses, you get access for a lifetime. So you lose nothing. So a great time to learn as well, even if you're not going to be setting up websites for somebody else, set it up for your own business. That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the other cool thing, Amy, that I've noticed a lot, especially on LinkedIn, is there's some really big names hosting like Zoom calls that you can like interact with. Like, I haven't watched Shark Tank in a long time, Amy, but you'll know it. It's one of the newer guys. That he's on quite a bit. I can't think of his name.
Is it the guy that does beverages? Was he like?
No, not him. It's another guy. Kevin, did you go to that meeting that I sent that link to you?
Yeah, I attended only for like half the time though.
Yeah. It wasn't super valuable.
She promoted her product too much. It was annoying.
All right. Anyway, but there are people like big names hosting like Zoom conferences and webinars and things that you can jump on and get some valuable because they're sitting at home bored. So they're like Amy and I, when we're sitting around bored, we're like, here's what we're doing, and we're sharing with you like all the like stuff that that we're doing to make money and what we're doing to kind of make moves right now. And so you're getting some really, really valuable information from these people who have been super successful, and they're sharing it. I mean, like Gary Vee's doing like a daily live, an extra daily live on LinkedIn and things like that. So, reach out for those resources, ask questions, and, figure out, how to get that stuff going.
I've been noticing that, like, for example, it's so much easier to get things done nowadays because, we've been living in this virtual world for years now, but the rest of the population hasn't. So like, call a few patent attorneys. I can get them on a Zoom call within 5 or 10 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, you're in your bedroom. I don't care. Turn off your camera. It doesn't matter. And it's so interesting how we can, just get more stuff done now. I don't know. That's how I feel.
No, absolutely. And it's going to change. I mean, I keep telling people, 30 days, right? We talked about this, I think it was last week or whatever. 30 days is how you form your habits, right? And I think that this is going to change a lot in terms of the way that people are going to do business. Like I just read another big name on LinkedIn. I think it was it another shark? Anyway, I can't remember. This is what happens when you have small children. But they were saying how they're probably never ever gonna jump on an airplane for another business trip. They're like, why? They're like, I can have a face-to-face meeting over Zoom in 10 minutes and get done, and not have to spend the time and money to jump on an airplane to go do this business. And with Zoom and things like that, like it's not as good as a one-on-one interaction, but it's pretty dang close. I mean, you can see facial expressions, you can see mannerisms, you can catch a lot on Zoom or any other platform that you're using in terms of video and audio that you would probably pick up live. Now, I'm sure people still go to conferences and things like that once this all calms down. That's a whole nother topic that I just shared before we got on here, a video with Amy about some Bakersfield doctors talking about COVID. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Just look up, I think, Bakersfield doctors COVID-19, and you'll find it. But you guys know I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist. So if you watch the whole video, though, they make some really, really interesting points, whether you believe them or not. I always like to get both sides of the story. And to me, after listening to that and kind of looking at the data and thinking about a lot of other factors, it's something interesting. But anyway, back to e-commerce. So the next thing we were going to talk about is Shay was asking before we started about like setting up your own store, right? Like with Shopify, WooCommerce, what we were just talking about, how you can help other businesses. That's fantastic. But another thing that a lot of people haven't tried, which is an interesting thing to try. And I've done it a little bit, but I haven't dabbled enough, but it's something that I'm probably going to go back to because I really think the model there is interesting in terms of Clickfunnels. So you can get a Clickfunnels, I think they call it like a shared account or something like that, Clickfunnels share account, where you can only clone other people's funnels. But to me, like, that's what I want to do anyway. I want to go find like the funnel that works the best and copy it anyway. Why, reinvent the wheel? I think you can do 3 sites at a time. It's $19 a month, at least last time I checked. And you just go really deep on one product. You find one product or one service or whatever it is, and you just go super deep on that one product. You promote it. With ClickFunnels, you can automatically upsell like on each step of the funnel. So it's, something to try that you can set up extremely quickly. You can set up a ClickFunnels site, especially since you're cloning one, in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And a lot of the elements are already pre-tested because they've already, been used by somebody else to be successful. And things that you could look at are, maybe related to this phenomenon, or something else. Like, what I've been doing a lot of right now is just meditating on and meditating is a funny word. I don't really get to meditate because I have small children, but just trying to, I do a lot of my meditation lying in bed because I have a busy mind right before bed, or before I fall asleep. I'm sitting there thinking, usually at 1,000 miles an hour. But my train of thought and something I invite you guys to do is just think about, like, okay, 3 or 4 months from now, if stuff were to get really, really bad, what is going to be valuable? What's going to be valuable? Is it going to be, you know, the nice BMW that you have sitting in the driveway? Is it going to be the garden out back that you planted that has, you know, potatoes and things like that? Is it going to be you know, survival gear? Is it going to be ammunition? Is it going to be, you know, what is going to be valuable? You know, that's what I challenge you guys to do in terms of, you know, how to make an impact right now. And the thing is like a lot of people feel guilty about trying to make money now under the current circumstances, right? Like if you come up with a product right now, and it's, you know, might be related to what we're going through. Like, you know, some people might think that like, oh, you're, you know, abusing or, you know, however, like I've seen some people on social media.
You have like people that are hand making masks, right? And selling them. And
right.
A lot of people are catching flack for that. And it's like, well, wait, they're not selling them for $20 a piece. You know, they're not trying to gouge you. They're trying to literally help.
Right.
And everywhere you go, you have to wear a mask. So, you know.
Well, yeah, that's a great example. But yeah, so it's things like that where it's like, you know, not only that, but we live in a market society, right? Like, I know that people think that like, you know, making money is evil, but like if there's supply and demand and there's a limited amount of supply, like that's just how it works, people. That's why the preppers right now are, you know, laughing their way to the banks in terms of like stuff that they have, because they've planned for this. They've thought of this. They've said, hey, maybe I should have backup food. Maybe I should have backup water. Maybe I should, you know, they're thinking about these things, and you can't blame people for, you know, they're trying to feed their families too. So like if they've come up with an idea where they can make money and people are willing to buy it, you know, of course, you know, once again, there's a caveat, like Amy said, you know, there's a difference between making money and like being crazy, you know, like there's a complete difference there. But don't feel guilty for trying to make money to support your family. If you're not taking money from the government to feed your family, guess what? That's a positive. That helps everyone. So, you know, don't feel guilty about trying to make money. All right.
Shay asked about the Clickfunnels, how we were talking about how to do like a share funnel where it's not the normal account. How does he find that link?
I think if you, let me hear.
Because I know there's a funnel sharing list. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, no, here, like usually you have to, it's funny. They have it only like set up for like, I think it's like only through like affiliate links or something. Let me see if I can find a link here. Anyway, we'll find that for you here, Shay. I'll at the end here if we haven't found it while we're okay. Here's a free trial link. This dude's gonna get a nice affiliate bump from you, maybe. Anyway, sign up for the free account. Once you're in the free account, I think they like hide it. It's a little bit buried, but like just dig around and you'll find the $19 a month share account. You know, that's like I said, a great way to start, because then you can learn how ClickFunnels works and then clone, and like I said, clone stuff that's already working. So definitely something to think about. And, you know, something we were talking about before is, you know, the upsell. Like, you know, if you're selling sunglasses, on the next part of the funnel, you can say, hey, do you want, you know, this, you know, extra strong case for these sunglasses with cleaning solution and, you know, a, you know, microfiber cloth. Like here's, you know, it's add $2 and you get that. And then the last one's like, hey, like if you buy 3 of these, you get, you know, 30% off. And, you know, so you have all these upsells, which ClickFunnels builds in. That's really kind of interesting. And there's a lot of different ways to kind of set it up and play with it. So definitely worth it.
I do not like the upsells on ClickFunnels. It drives me crazy. Like buy this for $19 and then you immediately get to the next page, and it's a little
markety and scammy and things like that. But
it's
you don't
so
have
effective
to,
though. Like I almost always end up upgrading. You know,
that's why it's there. And you know, as much as we want to hate on it, that I was listening to one of Russell Brunson's books the other day, which I can't remember. I think it's one of his latest ones. That dude's a genius, an absolute genius when it comes to marketing. I would say there's very few who are as good as that dude. Not only is he smart, but like he just absorbs everything. He goes out like, and if he's got an issue, right? Like if he can't figure out like how to get customers, he will spend months researching like the top people in that subject matter. And then absorb everything and then iterate. And what he comes out with is even better than what they have. So Russell Brunson is definitely somebody you guys, on a marketing standpoint, I'm definitely going to start looking at him more, because he's an interesting dude, and he's got some really interesting ideas in terms of marketing. And his potato gun story is always fun to listen to. All right, so enough with promoting ClickFunnels. Next, we have drop shipping. This is, I've dabbled in this. I haven't, put a ton of time into this subject, but with how successful print on demand has been for me just in the last few weeks, not putting a lot of effort into it, it's definitely something I'm going to look back into. There's so much automation in drop shipping now. Things like, I think it's called Obero.
Obero is the plugin. There's a couple of different plugins that you can use.
Yep.
But it automatically pulls the products and the listings and the photos from sites like AliExpress.
Yep.
And then when it sells, it automatically fulfills it for you, so you don't have to do a lot of the work. You definitely still want to pay attention to SEO, pay attention to
Sure.
the rules that you've learned with e-commerce and getting found online. But there's the only thing about it, I would say, Andy, is you do need to know how to drive traffic, right? Because if you set up a drop shipping site and you have no traffic coming to it, it's a little bit harder than if you are on a platform like Amazon, where there's already traffic there and they find your product. Is anyone going to happen upon your product if you pick a product and you just put it on a website that's very new?
No, not necessarily, but here's where you stack stuff, right? So stack stuff that we're talking about. So set up a drop shipping site and then hook it to Google Shopping, right? That could be definitely something that you want to look at doing. So stack some of these things that we're talking about. And just experiment. Once again, go look up, drop shipping automation, go look up drop shipping, Obero, all these things. Once again, like all of these things, there's videos, there's, experts on all these subject matters. I can tell you what I've done and things like that, but my expertise is minimal in terms of, I can sometimes have really great success on this stuff because I've had so many years of doing this kind of thing. But for you guys, seek out who's the expert and start studying them. And, like I said, anything that's fully automated or, 90% automated, that's a business I want to be into. So drop shipping is definitely something you guys want to look at.
There is a lady that I think her name is Elena. She was at the Empowering Women's Conference. Kevin and I were both there, and she did a really great presentation on drop shipping. And it really made me excited to try out drop shipping. So I'll see if I can't get her on the show. I know she's an attorney at her day job, so she's a really smart girl. And she's like, hey, I'm not tech savvy at all. And if somebody like me can pull off drop shipping, you guys can do drop shipping. So we got to get her on the show. I'm going to add it to the list, and it would be cool for us to get into that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think her strategy was essentially to really figure out the Facebook advertising, right? And so people get it like 10 different ads, push it to a unique product, or you're drop shipping directly from China. And it's sort of like the print on demand, sort of, you don't really have to invest inventory up front, which is a huge draw for me as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and the way that she went about Facebook ads, it was really, really good because it kind of broke down a lot of the barriers for me for Facebook ads. She explained how you should never boost a post on Facebook, and how she was able to get, clicks for like 0.001 cents or something. So there's definitely techniques there in running Facebook ads, because that's what would scare me getting into drop shipping and needing to drive that traffic is, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing in Facebook ads. I'm going to royally screw this up and spend more money than the sales that I have, right?
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, once again, folks, go and check this stuff out. But like Kevin made a good point, which I forgot to mention, is the cool thing about print on demand, drop shipping, a lot of these things is you're putting very little money up front. You can test the market before you even buy the product, which is epic, right? Like we're on our Sourcing Small Masterclass. We talk about doing that for Amazon, extremely cheaply. This is like almost a step above that in terms of, very little money up front to dabble in this stuff, especially if you're using things like WooCommerce. You're barely, you can get set up for probably like under $20 and start dabbling in this. which is kind of cool and interesting. So definitely take a look at that, guys. The next thing we have on our list, and once again, these are all just things within the last year, like I've known about, I've kind of dabbled in a little bit, but I'm giving them more attention because I'm diversifying right now, right? And which is what all of you guys should be doing. Like, I was very heavily in the Amazon world. I'm starting to realize, I think, along with a lot of other people, that Amazon is only one channel. It should only be treated as a channel, and you should be pushing your products and your services everywhere you can. So if you don't know what KDP is, Kindle Direct Publishing, it's pretty much ebooks on Amazon. You can post ebooks as many as you want for $0, which is really, really cool, right, Amy? It's not even you don't even pay a subscription to post, do you?
No,
I don't think so.
You
only pay when you sell.
Yeah, and one of our listeners just said that they hit $600 in royalties for this month with KDP. Nice little side income. It's a really great way to earn a little extra dough. There's tons of YouTube videos out there teaching you how to create your own books. My daughters just made books. My daughters are already published, but they've also just created little coloring books, because right now kids activity books are on the rise. It's trending. Kids are at home, they're bored, they're not going back to school, everybody's mad. So you have an opportunity there to create some really cool activity books on things that are trending right now. So my daughter just created one on how to draw kawaii cats. So we're getting ready to upload that one. But yeah, and then once you have the template down, you can just keep using that template and changing it out and then uploading new ones. The ISBN is free. And so you just publish it, and you can publish it as an ebook and a printable book, or just as a printable book. And yeah, you get the advantage of the traffic on Amazon, but you can also order your own stock of it. And let's say you want to bundle it with one of your products. Let's say that, you're in the fitness industry and you have a product in fitness, which is also on the upswing. And then you go in and you create a KDP book on keto stuff with exercises that work really good for weight loss. You can then bundle that, and now you have a variation to your product, and you can order what's called author copies of your book for really cheap, and really great way to get things going.
Yeah, and something else, I want to mention with KDP. So Amy made a good point, but what I like to think about with KDP, right, is there's so many resources out there for free, right? Like so many, like for example, maybe how to build a chicken coop, right? Like here's a pro tip: how to build a chicken coop. Go look that up, find the images, find the text, go to Upwork, say, hey, I want you to make me an image just like this. That way you're not stealing anybody's stuff. You can't get in trouble for it. You say, here's, build me, images for step-by-step on how to build this chicken coop. Have somebody else on Upwork or Fiverr or wherever you go research on how to build the chicken coop, like find the best way, or you go and find the best way. It'd take you 10, 20 minutes, probably at the most with the Google, and put it all together and put it on KDP for 99 cents. I guarantee you, like that's whoever does that, if when we're done here, you're going to probably make maybe 10 to 20 sales a day, after the Amazon's little cut. I think, I don't remember what the cut is, but you
I think it depends.
Yeah, it depends. But I mean, even if you make $10 a day, once again, it's hands off. Like once you build it and put it up there, it's going to make you money. Even if it's $20 a month, like that's, free money practically once you set up your initial, the initial setup, like, and that can be recurring, that can sit there forever and make money. So definitely another channel that we're looking into and putting some resources into, because it's zero money up front and all the money is made on the back end, and it's a Andy, one-time setup.
I love what you mentioned about making it only 99 cents, because you're going to make up for it in volume. You're going to sell so much more than you would sell at $20 or something, right? So it's a lower price point, but you're going to make up for it in volume, and you're catching an existing trend right now, which is chickens. People are getting chickens like crazy. And there was a problem with the chickens, the stock of chickens. So people weren't able to get them. So they're in high demand right now. And there's tons of people building chicken coops. So yeah, Andy just gave you guys some gold right there. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Send me some royalty.
Thanks for tuning in to part 1 of this episode. Join us every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for live Q&A and bonus content after the recording at sellerroundtable.com. Sponsored by the ultimate software tool for Amazon sales and growth, sellerseo.com and amazingathome.com.